Welcome back, guys. This video is a bit longer than normal, but we're going to go through the Game Awards this time and go through a bunch of categories, including Game of the Year, to give our opinions on what we think deserves what. Some of you guys might fucking hate my opinion, and if you do, I don't care. Let me know. Whatever you want to do. Let's get this going. Let's talk about this. Let's get our opinions out there. Get out there and vote for the games that you think deserve to win these categories. It's important to do this to let these creators know that we enjoy their products so we can get more like it in the future. Alright guys, we are at thegameawards.com. Make sure you go to this website, cast your votes. If you guys feel as much passion about some of these games that I do this year, put in your votes, because if you help a game win Game of the Year or win some of these categories, it really motivates that company to produce games like that in the future, and it also motivates other companies in the industry to maybe follow the lead of that particular game, giving us a much better gaming future. I just feel extra motivated this year to get out my opinion and put my votes in, because one special game really affected me more so than other games have in the past. Now, I haven't played every game in these categories. I'm going to go through some of the categories, not all of them. There's a lot of them. Some of them I don't even follow that much, so it's pointless to go in there and give my opinion or cast a vote. But we're going to go over Game of the Year. That's the main point of this video, and then we're going to go over a couple select subcategories and talk about them. It'll be nice to hear some of your guys' opinions, and hopefully you don't hate me too much for mine. Okay, we have logged into the Game Awards on Google Chrome through Facebook. Once again, Facebook is taking data on our lives, so they know everything about me. Let's get right into it. Okay, so here is the main layout for the specific categories that are chosen for this year's Game Awards. And of course, the first and most important is Game of the Year. So let's click on it and see what games have been nominated. Okay, so we got Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Super Smash, The Outer Worlds. Okay, so all of these games that have been mentioned, I think, are worthy of the nomination, at least. I don't think they all should win Game of the Year, and of course, only one can win anyways. But starting from the right, The Outer Worlds. I watched a ton of videos on this game, and I almost bought it. I just didn't have enough time. I was juggling so many games at once. From the videos I saw and the reviews that I watched, it looks like a really good game. Really fun. It's fun to be in that world, in this weird sci-fi alienish place, but I don't think it is good enough to win Game of the Year. I think it's more so a good, maybe even a great game, but not a game that you're going to talk about in 10 years from now. So yes, The Outer Worlds I think deserve to be nominated. It looks like a cool game and people loved it. I think being nominated alone gives companies a lot of faith in their products and a lot of assurance that they did something right, and I think The Outer Worlds deserves to be here, but the competition is too fierce and I do not think it should win Game of the Year. Next choice here is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Who hasn't played Super Smash Bros. In the past? Great game. This one was great. I actually broke my gaming chair because of this game and I rage quit and never played it again. But with that said, I really love that game. I'm an FPS competitive player. I'm not good at fighting games, so I got really frustrated. I didn't want to put the time into it, and I got pissed. And I couldn't take it. I couldn't just take it as a fun game with friends. My inner competition competitiveness kicked in, and it ruined the game for me. But with that said, I love the game, and I think it is one of the best Smashes for sure. Unfortunately, it is a Smash game, and it's basically the same as the previous Smashes. Of course there's differences. Of course the graphics are better. Of course there's different characters, different maps, etc. And the mechanics might be slightly different. But all in all, it is a Smash game. And in order for a recreation of a game to win Game of the Year for me, it has to really be special. And the competition also has to be recreations, or the competition just has to suck. So I don't think Smash deserves Game of the Year. I'm happy they were nominated though, because it is a great game and I hope they continue to make these games. Okay, next up, guys, is Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Now, this game definitely should have been nominated. If you guys are a From Software fan, every From Software game that they make, the Souls series, Bloodborne, and now Sekiro, they all deserve to be in these categories because they just make phenomenal games. If you're a person that doesn't like these types of games, I understand. They're extremely hard, they're frustrating, but for the people that enjoy the challenge, you get more accomplishment out of this game than I did in most things in my life. When I beat Dark Souls 3, I posted the picture on my Instagram. When I graduated college, I didn't give a fuck. Now, Sekiro is also almost a recreation of the Souls Bloodborne games in terms of, you know, you're playing a Souls-like game. When you're just standing there in the world fighting ads and stuff, it's a Souls game, and you know it. So it is not a recreation, I don't want to say recreation, but it is the same system that From Software used in their Souls and Bloodborne game. Now, of course, this game is different in that you have more agility, and you have the prosthetic arm. It's unique from the other games, but once again, it is a From Software game. It's not totally unique, really. And actually, to be honest with you, I'm happy that it's not totally unique, because From Software's system of creating games right now and their style, I don't want them to change that. I hope that Elden Ring coming out is a similar style to Souls. But like I said before, for a game to win Game of the Year, if there's a better game that's more unique, I would be hard-pressed to not give the award to the unique game. And Sekiro is unique in many ways, but it's not, though, too. Solid game, great bosses, great gameplay, solid From Software action game, very difficult. Everything you could ask for in a From Software game, but I'm not going to give it Game of the Year. Okay, guys, next game here we have is Resident Evil 2. I did not play this game, but I did play Resident Evil in the past, and I did watch videos on Resident Evil 2 and watch reviews. Looks like a really good game. I give props. I think it deserved to be nominated. Solid Resident Evil. But as I said with the previous two games, Smash and Sekiro, it's a recreation of a previous game, which is great, but it's not totally unique in that way. And I don't know enough about it, so I'm not giving it Game of the Year. Our final two choices here. Now, I did not play Control. I watched videos on it, but I cannot comment on Control with complete confidence. I know it did great. Great reviews. The gameplay looks really good. I'm not as much into the superhero, superpower type games, so I didn't buy it. But the fact that so many people really enjoyed it and got a great experience from it lets me know that it deserves to be here. From watching the gameplay, it does look unique in many ways. But guys, guess what? The game to the right of it is the definition of unique. If this video actually gets views, I know someone in the chat's going to go, oh, somebody did this walking simulator in the past. Not really. Especially not on such a big platform that Kojima Productions created. Hideo Kojima is famous, world-renowned, and he put a lot of time and money into this game, and it shows. And it's good to have a game with a big production be successful like Death Stranding has been. I could go on and on for an hour-and-a-half video talking about why Death Stranding deserves Game of the Year. But what I'm sad about is that it's so polarizing. The people that played it and enjoyed it, a good amount of those people will agree with what I'm saying. It's a special game. And if you gave the game 5, 10 plus hours and stayed in the game and then fought it through, you have an experience unlike any other game I have ever played before. It is so amazing, so emotional, so intense, so peaceful. No other game has ever given me all of those emotions and feelings at once as Death Stranding has. Now, if you didn't like Death Stranding because you just didn't want to walk around or deliver packages, or you just didn't like it right when you first got in the game, that's your opinion. I respect it. The game's not for everyone. But if you went into Death Stranding with a closed-mindedness attitude, then I feel bad for you, because you truly missed out on an amazing game. So the main reason why Death Stranding wins Game of the Year, in my opinion, is not only because it's great. Other games on this list were great too. But on top of it being great and revolutionary, it is unique. Unique is the key word here. And to do a unique game and be successful at it, and do it at such a high production level that Kojima Productions did, deserves Game of the Year. And the people who played this game, gave it a chance, played more than 5 to 10 hours, you guys have been rewarded with an amazing experience. I love how Kojima made this game to reward the players, the true fans that stuck it out. Because if you only played for 5 to 10 hours, you saw about 5% of what the game is capable. You saw basically nothing that this game was going to offer you. In the beginning, I had a great time in the beginning of the game. I enjoyed it in the beginning. But if you were looking for more, it comes. It comes later in the game, and it keeps coming. He placed things in this game to reward players that love his game and that kept playing. And the fact that he placed things later in the game, important things and cool things later in the game, and hid them from players in the beginning, shows how much he cared about his game. Because we that stuck it out, that kept playing, we got to experience all these things. And people that quit early on because they didn't enjoy it or there wasn't enough action early on, never will get to experience it. And that is amazing. And it's risky that he did this and that the company did this, but it's so deserving for a fan of the game. It is so worth it for a fan of the game to go through this, and that's why this game stands out above almost any other game I've played in years, seriously years. It's a truly amazing experience. Everything in the game he put a ton of time into, a ton of effort, amazing visuals, everything, every scene, literally, every item that you get, whether you get it at 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, every item has so much thought into it. It's so complex, it's so beautiful, everything works so well. When you start off the game, even 10 to 20 hours in, when you're 40, 50, 60, you have a whole nother experience of things that you have done. You start off thinking you're not even going to get weapons, then you get non-lethal, then all of a sudden you have the option to use lethal, and then all these other things come out. It just doesn't stop. And in terms of weather and terrain, yes, the terrain looks similar when you're in one area, but as you play, the intensity of the terrain increases. You end up getting into blizzards, and blizzards are only such a small part of the game, but when you're in them, they are so incredibly intense, so incredibly well done. You have to appreciate that Kojima did not skimp away on little things in this game. He gave it 100%. That is deserving of Game of the Year, in my opinion. So let's head into the next category here. Action-adventure games. All right, so Borderlands, Control, once again, Death Stranding, Resident Evil, Zelda, Sekiro. Death Stranding, straight up, Death Stranding. Adventure, Death Stranding is about adventure. The action part, sure, other games might win the category. Death Stranding is an adventure game, and it is Game of the Year, and it should win this category just because of the adventure status. Sekiro, great game, not as open world. I think an adventure game typically, actually it doesn't have to be open world, but I'm more so apt to choose a more open world game to win the adventure category, because that's true adventure, is being able to just go out into the world, and Death Stranding is basically open world in most aspects. Legend of Zelda, I don't think this game should win really any rewards, to be honest with you. Really good game. I played it, a lot of fun, but it's literally a remake of a game however many years ago with a newer engine of art and graphics on top of it. I don't think a game should really steal another game's hard work when it's literally a remake. So I don't think Legend of Zelda should be in here. Borderlands 3, amazing game. I have friends that played it, watched videos. I didn't want to buy it myself though, but it is a great game. It deserves to be nominated, but it's also very similar to Borderlands 2 and 1. The core gameplay is similar to those types of games. I don't think it should win. It should be nominated but not win. Death Stranding, guys. It is an adventure game. If you enjoy adventure, play this game. Get lost up in the mountains in a blizzard. Get stuck down in a ravine. Everything about this is adventurous, and they do it in a way that makes you feel almost better than taking a vacation going on an adventure. Never played a game that could do that to me before. Okay, next category. Art direction. Not even going to talk about other games. If Death Stranding doesn't win other categories, it better win art direction. There's no other game on this list. What is Zelda doing on here? I get it that it's cool art, but it's literally a remake, so I hate that they put games like that in this category. Don't get me wrong, I love Zelda. I think it was a great game, but they didn't put nearly as much hard work as these other games did. Sekiro, great art. Graphics, they're okay on PS4. The graphics were a little dull at times, and it kind of took away from the art direction, but it still is great art, and the game looks great. I don't know what these other ones are. Control looks very good. But once again, Death Stranding, you are lost in the art of this game. The adventure and the art in the game is what makes it so amazing. So even if you didn't like Death Stranding, if you watched videos and you saw the art of the terrain and the art of everything, you should understand why this game should be in this category and should definitely win, in my opinion. Audio design. Sekiro, great audio. Resident Evil, great audio. Gears 5, great audio. Control, from what I see, great audio. The two that stand out to me in this list, Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Death Stranding. Call of Duty, I don't even play the game really anymore. There's a lot of bad things about it, but in terms of audio, you feel like you are in war. Whether that's good or bad for competitive play, the sounds in the game, I jump out of my seat so many times when I'm playing Modern Warfare. The audio is so good. The sounds of the planes, the sounds of the bullets, the sounds of reloading is the best in any Call of Duty to this date, in my opinion. I think a lot of people would agree with that. So I do think Modern Warfare deserves to be in this category, but Death Stranding's audio is a part of the adventure. I know I'm saying like this in every category, but literally, the audio in Death Stranding is part of the immersion, and this is the most immersive game besides a VR game that I've ever played in my life. The audio has to be perfect for a game like this to work. Death Stranding places their audio in the most perfect parts ever, and they chose artists and bands to participate in this game that fit perfectly. You guys, if you guys have played this game, you will know what I mean when you are walking over a mountain, you just went through an intense BT field, and all of a sudden things open up and a beautiful song comes on. You're walking down the mountain. There's a huge scene in the background, walking across the terrain. So peaceful, so immersive, so beautiful. The songs in Death Stranding, I looked up after this game and I listened to them when I'm driving in my car now. That's special. I've done that for other games, yes, but Death Stranding, the songs are songs, like from real bands and artists. They're not just ambience, and they are so good, so amazing. Experience the audio of Death Stranding, please. Sport, Content Creator of the Year. Let's see what's in this category real fast. I like watching Shroud the most. I don't know if I'd give him Content Creator of the Year, though. It's because his content is more so just watching him be a badass. Dr. Lupa, I don't know. I'm going to give it to Courage. Courage does a lot of work with his content, like YouTube videos and stuff, so I think he deserves it. I don't know who these two corpses in the middle are here. Let's see what family game is real fast. Luigi's Mansion, Ring Fit, Super Mario, Good Games, Super Smash Bros. It's not a family game. If you have anybody in your family that is competitive, you will quickly not be a good family after playing Super Smash Bros. Yoshi's good game. Luigi's Mansion. Guys, I'm giving it to Luigi's Mansion. This game is so much fun to play with other people. I'm not even talking about the multiplayer. It's fun to just take turns in the game. Like, I play with my girlfriend all the time. A little creepy of a game because it's obviously haunted, but it's not creepy to where it's scary at all. It's not scary at all. But they do it in such a family-friendly, fun way that I just am so excited to share the experience with family members. Luigi's Mansion is a lot of fun to play with other people, and I think it deserves to win this category. All right, game direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Guys, once again, Death Stranding, man. Death Stranding has to be. I mean, I don't know enough about Control, so if Control won, I wouldn't be too angry if people really have viable reasons for that game. But Death Stranding, creative vision, that is the game. Innovation is Death Stranding. This is new stuff. This has not been done really in other games before. It is a truly unique experience, and to many people that played it, one of the most amazing experiences ever. So it must win. It has to win. All right, let's stop in the multiplayer game category here before we wrap up the video. We got Apex, Borderlands, Call of Duty, Tetris. Tetris, really? Man, there must... Wow. I'm surprised that that could even win an award. I know it's a cool game, but damn. Good for that game. Tom Clancy, The Division. Get it out of here. I hate The Division. Really grindy. I don't enjoy those games. Okay, so here's the problem with this category. Is Borderlands 3 not a competitive multiplayer game? You don't play against other people necessarily. Apex and Call of Duty, the name of the game is fighting other people and trying to win. Borderlands 3 is a different category. So it's hard for me to choose a game in this list. If I was able to divide this into two categories, I would give Apex the win for multiplayer games because I loved Apex. Great game, solid game, a lot of fun. I probably won't be talking about it for the next 20 years or whatever, but it was a good game. And Modern Warfare has its fair share of problems right now that I just don't think it should win an award, except possibly audio. The game is just designed for noobs. It is not competitive friendly, and it's such a letdown for many of us players. So I give Apex the winner for multiplayer in this category. Borderlands is just too different from Apex, so I don't know how to rate them two. Maybe Borderlands should win like multiplayer without competitiveness category or something like that. I don't know what you would call that. Okay, narrative, guys. I don't want to comment on this because I don't know the narrative of any of these other games except Death Stranding. But what I do know is Death Stranding is the first game that I followed every single cutscene all the way through. I love every cutscene in the game, and I'm interested in every cutscene. I usually skip cutscenes in almost every other game. I'm not that interested. Death Stranding, I might watch the cutscenes compiled together on YouTube, and it's probably 4, 5, 6, 7 hours long, and I might watch that soon, again, because I want to understand everything. It is that captivating. It's basically a movie. It's a genius story, and it's complex, but it is so interesting. It has to win this category. But like I said, I can't comment because I don't know the complexity of the other games in here. I don't think the Outer Worlds is even nearly as complex as Death Stranding, and I don't know much about Control. But Death Stranding, I loved it so much that I would vote for it even though I don't know the other games. All right, guys, that is it. You guys got my opinion. Game of the year, Death Stranding. That's why I have the Death Stranding background right here. I'm going to be playing it here in a couple minutes. I just can't wait to get back into the game. Truly amazing, unique game. If you didn't like it, I respect that. Hopefully you didn't go in with a closed-minded attitude, though. Hopefully you just didn't like it because you just didn't like it. Death Stranding, Game of the Year. Get out and vote, guys. If you guys feel like I do about the game, vote it in for the categories that it deserves. I don't want to be a Death Stranding fanboy and vote for it in everything, even though I probably will. But thanks for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I have plenty of videos coming out almost on the daily. Many comedy videos on this channel. I'll put my Death Stranding real-life gameplay comedy video, a link to that directly below. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, join the Wolf Pack, and I hope to see you guys again.